is all you need. And as you can see in this clip, I'm actually charging towards this far beacon over here in Dead City, and we have 3 beacons, so yes, it wasn't necessary for me to try to get the 4th beacon. And obviously I used up my skill and I'm walking up to this beacon, and as you can guess, I get smoked right here, and it's a waste of a bot. Although I'm in a long distance sniper setup in a small map, we have 3 beacons capped, and trying to keep it that way really pays off. And as you can see, the beacon gauge, 3 beacon status is all you need to drain enemy's beacon. On number 9, pace your mech. This actually applies a little bit more towards inexperienced players, new players. They actually mech out, end up leaving the match, leaving their teammates down a player, which is very unfair, and especially that happening within like 3 minutes of the game is definitely not going to help you get more damage, and by getting damage, more silver, or getting the win for your team. And it's definitely not good for you and your teammate. So this was actually one of my worst mistakes that I had, and excessively brawling, engaging with enemies isn't gonna help you pace your mech. And on number 8, not using boosters efficiently. And obviously some of the boosters we have from daily tasks, and some we actually have to purchase with gold. But ideally running all boosters will be very ideal, but that we can't always do that. So I guess maybe you running 1 or 2 boosters accustomed to your hanger can be very effective. As far as attack boosters go, we have the cooldown ability boosters and increased firepower boosters. If you like to play a lot of bots that rely on a lot of weapons, or it's a skill ability, I would definitely utilize or prioritize using these attack boosters. And let's look over to the defense boosters. We have the increased HP booster, shield, and mobility booster. So if your hanger rely a lot on tanky robots, that involves obviously a lot of HP or damage resistance or even healing, I would prioritize using the defensive boosters. On number 7, we have camping. What that means is excessive sniping. And as you can see in this clip, we have Zeus Fury and Flux Fury, and none of them are going to get beacons. And most times you need beacons in games to win the game. And in some maps, actually some sniper builds would actually perform very well, but the problem is in smaller maps you will become a burden to your team. And prime example of that is in Dead City. This spot right here is a hotspot for all sniper loving players. And obviously with Flux Fury and Trebuchet Butch is very famous for staying in this. And a lot of people call it camping because it seems like they're just gone and not in the game. So definitely know when to ditch your sniper bot. And on number 6, you gotta get the basics down. Get beacons. And if you see this mini map here, we got 3 guys on near farm beacon, which is beacon E on Springfield. So by not getting our closest beacons, we definitely can't spawn in there and support, and we're losing a lot of beacon points. And on number 5, we have flying solo, and this is a common mistake that you even see in Champions League. This is kind of similar to not pacing your mech, but I do want to emphasize on the teamwork. It is a 6 versus 6 game unless you're playing free for all. And playing with your team, synchronizing strategies, making the team work, that's really the fun part of the game. So if you're not playing with your teammates, you're missing out on a big factor of the game that makes it fun. And here's another clip of going solo and getting smashed. And on this clip, I do want to show how teamwork was efficiently executed. Even though we had disadvantaged spawn point, we were able to get that third beacon. On number 4 is target selection. You have to pick the right target. So in this clip here, usually rockets have hard time following flying robots. So as soon as I saw Orc Inspector, I triggered this player to use its skill, and I landed where I can shoot first. On number 3, always reload. And you see a lot of this even in Champions League as well. People don't seem to reload their weapon before they engage. Making that mistake would pretty much make you lose a bot. And obviously this happens a lot to impatient players. You definitely need patience. So if you make this mistake, think about one engagement at a time. And after one engagement, always keep an eye on your weapon reload time. And on number 2, opening split. Don't all go to the same side. And in order to do that, you have to look around, obviously, where your teammates are going. And I think this mistake cost more in Beacon Rush. In this clip, I'm looking around to see where my teammates are going. And there was only one guy going towards center beacon. Towards center beacon was right place for me to go. One of the reasons why solo players can be very frustrating is a lot of players like to go to the same spot, and it's usually because in certain spots you can do a lot of damage, and sometimes you have to give up that spot to get the right beacons. So dropping into the fastest spot out there, I was able to rush towards center beacon just because most of my team knew where to go. Skill cool. Most veteran players would agree with me that if you overcome this mistake, you become next level player. And especially newer robots having dominant special skill, and overcoming this mistake will help your gameplay by a whole lot.